What's up? Today's gonna be a little serious. I just wanted to address social anxiety and selective mutism. I was one of the rare, I guess, teenagers who deal with selective mutism. Most people will say like around the age of 5 or 6 is where they see this in children. I was a teenager in seventh grade, eighth grade, dealing with this, and what it felt like for me was sort of like the pressure of speaking and having what I say make sense, having what I say not be something that's super embarrassing or dumb, maybe worried that my voice was gonna crack or sound like a baby. Like there's like all these like subconscious feelings that prevent the free speech just to come out. And then as I'm not speaking in the normal rhythm, like somebody asks a question and I'm like, then now they're like, why aren't you talking? And then as they are continuing to inquire, like, why aren't you talking? It's worse because you're like, well, now what do I say? And it's almost like you're processing this. And the easiest thing to do is just to not speak. Like at this point, I'm just not going to talk because it's going to get worse and worse. So this happens. This happened to me as in my teenage years. One of the things that I did learn to do and adapt when my brain felt shut down like that was communicate non-verbally. So a lot of times I would use my face and facial expressions to really communicate stuff. So if somebody did something that was weird, I would, just do these sort of facial expressions that would help sort of capture my communication. And people begin to laugh at that kind of stuff. And it's kind of how I got my start in learning some comedy. As I got older, like a muscle, I would begin to sort of develop a better understanding of when I can speak. And there were certain people that just happened to pull out more communication from me. Just random, just people you just wouldn't think you just feel comfortable speaking around. So this is an encouragement to those of you out here who are dealing with that. Like when I was a kid, I was like, one day I want to get married. But with the selective mutism, it kind of felt like, how am I going to speak to a girl? It just so happened I met someone at my job. I passed a note to her. She thought it was cute. We started talking and I could talk to her. And she's one of those types of people that could talk to a brick wall. And like, that's perfect because sometimes I don't know what to say. And she knows exactly how to talk to somebody who don't talk. And then there's times where, and this is fascinating, where it's like maybe I haven't really let my feelings out for a full 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and I'll just come out and talk. And it'll be like last night even, I talked and she was like going to sleep while I was talking. I was just back to back, just coming up with, just saying and stuff. It's just wild. And if you like are in a perfectionistic type of loop where you're thinking like, I don't want to speak unless it's going to come out properly, it's going to happen. Like those times where you say things that don't make sense, the times where you stutter, the times where your voice cracks, the times where people don't understand what you're saying and they look at you like an alien, like all those things will happen. Okay. And you're going to be fine. Just understand that your personality is better to just let your personality out than it would be to bottle it up and hide that from the world around you. Like, I know that you're a wonderful person and you can let that personality out. Just start building that muscle. Even if you have to start like me with facial expressions and body language, like you'll start to learn how to communicate better. And that's going to help you out a whole lot. So, hey, I just hope this encouraged you. Hopefully, if you're in like junior high and high school, you can find a little pocket of people that you feel comfortable talking around and build that muscle that way. Hopefully you're not too much of an outcast, but even if you are, you'll find your people will find you, and you'll live a full, healthy life. And you might even be a comic one day and be a comedian or something, like somebody who talks for a living, you know? So anyway, God bless you. See you next time.